Peace, love, and a bottle. Here, great y'all. What is good? Shout out Gemini turning once again for another amazingly amazing video. Hello, I know I'm looking kind of dark. I wanted to give y'all some sexy today on this fine Thursday evening. It's a reason why I'm just like this. Okay, a little dark. Got my dark lipstick going on from the Aaliyah collection. You know, Aaliyah, she did the people who in charge of her rights, they did like a MAC collection. And a few months ago, you know, I had to get some black lipstick, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting that Akasha energy going on right now, okay? So, basically, I wanted to make this video. First of all, let me start by saying this. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you for my emails once again. Like I said, I know my videos are a little spacey in regards to the time. But I'm here now, and that's all that matters, okay? Today I wanted to talk about where I am on my path, okay? I want to talk about dark energy, spiritual morality, and kind of tie that in a little bit with my yacht, okay? Because I'm getting to the point now as I'm evolving and realizing who I am, not only on the physical manifestation, but in other dimensions and realms and what I can do. And I'm not knocking nobody practices, but you know, me seeing a whole bunch of light workers like, oh, peace be still, and just think positive thoughts and it'll be okay, and you know, light and love to you all. It's fucking disgusting to me, okay? Because life in the world isn't all light energy, okay? There is another polarity outside of the light, which is the darkness, which is where the light derived from, okay? So I really want to talk about dark energy, how it's changed my life since I've really tapped into this type of energy, and kind of misconceptions on it. Because like I said, this type of work and really what I'm about to say is only for people who are on a certain frequency, okay? I don't want to get no comments talking about, oh my God, darkness is evil, this is Satan, da 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 da, evil, evil, evil. No. If you can't understand it, it's not for you. I guess I'll see you next lifetime, okay? Hit you with the Erica Badu, all right now? So, dark energy, okay? So, how I started working with this energy, I've always been interested in the darker side of life since I was a child, okay? Especially with sex, okay? I really have to really pay attention to what I was interested in as when I was younger, as a child, okay? And not as sex as I wanted to have, and I was just this hornball, but I knew something about sex that was primal, that was primordial, that was very passionate, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, like all of us, most of us grew up in a religious household, but that was shunned, okay, when I was growing up, okay? But me tapping into this energy now and seeing that and coming on my path, I'm realizing, okay, those things that they said that was wrong, okay, ain't so wrong after all right? And like I said, I also want to talk about the morality of everything too. So all right, further ado, let's get into it. So when you talk about the darkness or dark energy, okay, or black magic, which is just black people's magic, okay, you're not talking about anything evil. It just simply means the absence of light, okay? And we're talking about the universe or the ethers, okay? And those things in the universe is basically over 95% of it is dark energy, okay? There's rarely any light energy. Less than 5% of the universe is light energy, okay? So that should tell you something, right? Now, if we can understand, and even then too, if you look at pictures of Nut, the sky goddess and the Egyptian deity, she was painted dark and she was a female, okay? So we can understand that the universe, it has feminine energy, it's masculine energy too, because it needs to create nebulas and shit and be chaotic and destructive. That represents the masculine energy. But for the most part, the Egyptians depicted Nut as in other civilizations prior to the Egyptians, they depicted the universe as darkness. Okay, so we understand that. Now, another thing that I realized too, in the Bible, what is the first thing in Genesis it said? From darkness, God said, let there be light. Okay, so without light, there can be no darkness, right? And then even then said, even in the Bible, God said that I made man in my own image. Okay, so everybody and their mama know that the first people to inhabit the earth were melanated people, were black people. Okay, some people say extraterrestrials. Okay, cool. Everybody knows there's black extraterrestrials, but that's a different video for a different time. But the first men and the first people who walked this earth were black people. Okay, life started near the equator around East Africa, right? That's facts, correct? Okay, so what's happening into dark energy is just you becoming source. Okay, I remember when I first started getting into my magic, you know what I'm saying, and rediscovering this, because like I said, I think I've done this in lifetimes or have this somewhere in my bloodline. Somebody somewhere did it, and I think they just living through me. I remember I was doing a spell with my friend, and she was like, you ask, you know, you when you do magic, you know what I'm saying, instead of just commanding. And I was just like, what? I don't ask, da, 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 I don't do this, I don't do that. But once I figured out how I did my rituals, it's like I was asking, I was relying on spirits to be a third party to bring me my manifestations. Okay, and even though light magic does work, light magic will get you what you want. It's nothing like dark magic, because you are becoming the source. You're cutting out the middleman. Okay, and y'all know I've been teaching this, and other people like me have been teaching this, that the power is all within you. Okay, turn off my fan on my heater. Okay, so basically that's just what it means. Okay, just becoming source. All right, becoming that darkness, becoming the universe. And when I mean the universe, the same energy when you go out into the night sky when it's dark outside. If you look up and you see them stars and that darkness, you're becoming a part of that when you're manifesting with dark energy. Okay, now I think with darker energy, if you're not ready or if you haven't done the proper work, I know dark energy has taught me to accept my shadow. Okay, a lot of people are afraid of the dark. Okay, a lot of people still think that darkness or dark skin, it's like, okay, with black people we think that well, we're getting better now. A lot of people are just like, okay, whatever, black is beautiful, yada yada yada. But majority of people, you know, oh, I don't want to be dark, or I don't want to sit in the sun because I'm gonna get dark, because they associate that with being ugly. But really, the darker your skin is, the more powerful you are, because the more melanin that you have, and that universal energy, that same energy that you have that's in the ethers when you look up at the night sky, is what's composed of you. So when people say know thyself, it's literally understanding how you correspond from which you came, which is the universe, or which is the ethers, or which is that darkness. Okay, so and a lot of that self-hate for dark skin and dark hair and kinky hair and stuff obviously came from westernized programming. Okay, so it's just being able to understand where you come from. Okay, and me looking at myself, me looking at my dark skin, and I'm just thinking from my experience, me working with dark energy on my own. When I see me, I see the universe, because literally I can look up, and that same energy, what they call dark energy, or they call it something else, I forgot too. Cosmic melanin. Okay, there are many forms of melanin, right? Plants got melanin, animals got melanin, but it's different forms. Okay, so the one that is up in the ethers or up in the sky is called cosmic melanin. Okay, and we share that same cosmic melanin within ourselves by being dark. Okay, so like I said, it has nothing to do with being evil. It's just meaning the absence of life, becoming source, becoming the universe, becoming that darkness to manifest what you want to manifest. Okay, now like I said before, you're going to have to do some type of shadow work, because when you're doing a lot of dark energy, it's going to, when you're doing certain rituals with this, it's going to bring up things that people tend to suppress, especially a lot of people who are like the love and light and my twin flame and stuff like that, which is cool. Like I said, you can do that, but personally, I think that's very nebulous to me. Okay, I'm a very practical person, as well as, you know, I know when to access my subconscious, and the part of me that's not very practical, the part of me that's very chaotic, just like the universe. Okay, so you're going to have to be in love with your shadow to do this work. If not, if you do this work, you're going to find aspects of yourself, if you haven't dealt with them properly, that you do not like. So me, for example, it's certain things about me that I used to shun and I used to bury, but really past few months, I'm like, well, shit, like, you know, I've learned to love my flaws. You know what I'm saying? I've learned the darker aspects of me. And that's a part of really my path too, because like I said, I have a lot of Pluto, Scorpio. I'm a Plutonian in the astrology community is what they would call it. So I have like a lot of that Pluto, Scorpio energy to me. So I'm comfortable with being in my darkness, okay, because it's naturally a part of me. But some people aren't really comfortable in the negative aspects of themselves, okay, and so you really have to really be mindful of that. You have to do shadow work, okay? And shadow work is just like, okay, I'm experiencing this emotion, I'm experiencing these things. Why do I feel this way? Okay, I feel this way because of this. Why? Because when I was younger, because of this. Okay, why did my mom do this to me? It's just like peeling off layers, okay, of negative emotional things that you are uncomfortable dealing with. That's the best way I can explain shadow work right now, okay? Also, I know Bobby Hemmett and Brother Panic talked about this a lot. When you're working with dark energy don't deal with morals, okay? Morality is really to keep people in line, okay? Morality was made by I guess the people who run the world, or the powers that be, okay? But even though they give us these morals, they don't necessarily abide by them themselves, you know what I'm saying? Because they understand how the universe works, and they understand dark energy. Even though they can't tap into it and access it like we can, they just do whatever the fuck they want to do. So dark energy and morals do not go together, okay? Now, when you're dealing with spiritual morality, okay, as a god, in my opinion, from what I found out during my experience, as a god, you make your own morals, okay? Based on my beliefs, and not even my beliefs, but my code, you have to have your own code when you're doing this type of work. If you're on the left-hand path, like I told y'all, the left-hand path video, do what the fuck you want to do. Do what I will, you know what I'm saying? There is nothing, and I got this from this book too, the Peter J. Carroll book on Cosmic. This is a Chaos Magic book that was recommended by Brother Panic. And he states in here, nothing is true, all is permitted, okay? Because he comes from the perspective that chaos is basically, now this is kind of where I disagree, but he, in this book, kind of goes into how chaos is like, how life is basically on accident, okay? When they say the Big Bang Theory, that's chaos, okay? Or they call it Kia, okay? K-I-A, okay? And he says that from that chaos, you know, basically the universe is born. Now, it's really up to you to give your life purpose and your life meaning. But from my interpretation, what he says in this book, I think he thinks life was created probably on accident. And he has the right to think so, because to me, it's like the universe is so objective. You know what I'm saying? Like, dark energy is so objective. It doesn't do morals. It doesn't do, what's right or wrong. It's all about intentions in your own code. Okay, so I have some values that a lot of people call me evil for. I have some values that a lot of people call me a bitch for. But personally, I don't care, because whatever I think works in my universe, okay? So if you want to curse somebody, if you want to do baneful magic, go ahead and do baneful magic. All right, personally, with dark energy, if you are a higher being, personally, I don't believe in karma anymore, because the only law that is true is the 7 hermetic laws, or the universal laws. So the law of correspondence, the law of rhythm, the mind is all, the universe is mental, you know, those type of things, okay? So when you're working with dark energy, you really have to realize that really free will is really free will. There's nothing over you that is dictating, oh, you're wrong, so I'm going to punish this because you're wrong. No, it is you and how you're vibrating that really depends on that. So if you're doing curses, or if you're doing something to somebody, and that's, like I said, a part of your code. Like I said, whatever it is, just like if it's murder or something, you just got to be cognizant. Okay, you're still in the body. You still got the law of cause and effect. Now, if you get away with the shit, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't feel guilty about it, all right, cool. You know, and I know that sounds kind of cold and kind of, you know, fucked up, but that's really what dark energy is. Dark energy is a higher form of energy. It doesn't abide by human and earthly laws, okay? What's moral on Earth, it might be beings on Saturn and Jupiter. What's moral on Earth may not be moral there because they're probably vibrating high. And yes, I do personally believe that there are beings on Jupiter or maybe Saturn. I don't think they're physical, but I think they vibrate so high that they don't carry a physical body. All right, that's another video for another time. How to manifest with dark energy. What I do is, like I said, before you even get into this, you really have to be comfortable with dark things, okay? You really have to be comfortable with the darkness. Like, when your lights turn off, do you get scared? When you light a black candle, do you get scared? When you see a skull and bones, do you get scared and freak out? No, because if you're on this path and if you're an occultist, you should understand symbolism. You should understand that anything dark just represents the subconscious mind. It represents the ethers, that from which you came, and your subconscious mind is basically the thing that's running your whole external reality, okay? When you see skulls, okay, you should know that's symbology for you should know that's symbolic for necromancy. You should know that's symbolic for skull, meaning skill. Okay, just things like that, of that nature. And skulls have many symbolisms, okay, depending on, I guess, the narrative of where you're trying to fit it in, all right? So you really have to, like I said, be comfortable first. You really have to get comfortable with your dark side, because when you're comfortable with your dark side, you're comfortable with this work. You don't think that, oh my God, if I turn off the lights and light off a black candle, it's going to be a demon sneaking up behind me. No, that's something that you created in your own mind. It's just you becoming that etheric force that rules the universe, the darkness, okay? Like I said, it's why you have melanin, all right, for those who are highly melanated, all right? So what I do to manifest with dark energy, I just basically, I basically picture myself in the darkness. I basically, like, picture myself kind of projecting through Earth to the universe, like, to, like, that darkness, and looking down on myself, and I visualize, like, what I want to happen. Like, I don't ask spirits what I want to happen. Like, I visualize it and I feel it, and when I feel it, like, I get all this tingling in my body. So that's how I know I'm tapping into that energy, and it comes to life, you know what I'm saying? And I've been practicing having trial and error with this energy, really with for example, I'm gonna give you all an example, right? So I was out with my friend, and, you know, doing a club crawl is like when you kind of go from club to club or whatever and have drinks and have fun, right? So we're on our way to the first club, and I noticed this girl and her friend, they're like drunk off their ass, like they can't even walk, they slurring. So, you know, I decided to be kind. I'm just like, hey baby, you know, you okay, you all right? She gonna be like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, well bitch, I was just trying to make sure you was okay, like you could barely fucking walk, whatever. So and then she was so drunk, I guess she asked if I could, like, use her phone. So I guess she didn't hear me. It was weird. Like, she was just like, no, you can't use it. Like, she had walked up to me after she said, no, you're fine, and dismissed me or whatever. And then she came back up to me. She was like, no, you can't use my phone. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you so fucking, in my head, I'm just like, you so fucking drunk, you don't know what you're saying. So I had got mad. Like, I was just irritated. I'm just like, bitch, I was trying to see what you okay. So in my head, I'm just like, okay, like, I was just thinking of something happening to her. Not like something she get hit by a car, but something petty, like, you know, like she spills some drink on her dress, or like she'll trip or something like that, or like, I don't know, just something petty, like something petty, right? Or she'll drop her phone, screen and crack or something. So I was just thinking that, and I noticed when you're manifesting with energy too, emotions and your thoughts need to be linear for this shit to manifest, okay? So I remember that feeling I had in my chest, that irritation, and I would just imagine just something petty happening to her. So, you know, and then I let it go, you know what I'm saying? I'm let it go, like, fuck it, I'm not gonna let it ruin my night. So me and my friend, we walking, and I hear everybody just like, oh, in the background, like, and come to find out the girl ended up falling flat on her ass. And I'm just like, there you go right there. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to make sure you was okay. And I know it sound kind of fucked up, but it was what it was. Like, she ended up falling and tripping. Like, I just pictured something happening to her, and something petty. Like I said, not something detrimental where she lose her life or something, but something petty. And she ended up falling and tripping. And then my friend was just like, oh my God, like, I'm scared of you. You know, what crystal you got on you? Da, 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 da. He low-key a Christian, but I think that was his first time him seeing like those things. So I had said something out loud. Like, I'm like, I hope that bitch snub her pinky toe or something. And I just let it go. And come to find out, she ended up fucking tripping and busting up her ass. Like, I really saw that bitch like do a couple of tumbles down the street because she was drunk. So bam, there you go. That's how dark energy works. And like I said, I just visualized it. I didn't ask somebody. I pictured it. Like, I just closed my arms, just like, I hope this bitch did it. And it happened. And I know it's kind of fucked up, but shit, I don't care. Like I said, I'm very dignified. So if I go out my way and ask you if you're okay when I don't have to, and you dismiss me, bitch, fuck you, okay? But that's just me. So that's like kind of really one example, okay? Or really how you do it. So it's really visioning yourself, and you can do this many ways. You can light it. You can manifest in the dark. You can light a black candle, whether it's money, whether it's love, whether it's whatever it is that you desire. You just picture yourself going into the ethers, and then I like picture myself like being the energy to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard for me to describe. Everybody's gonna have their different way of doing it, but that's how I do it, okay? I also have a black manifestation journal. It's in my book bag because I take it to work every day. But that's that, okay? And yeah, like, did I feel guilty about it? No, like, I don't. And I think sometimes when we get spiritual, we get very moral, okay? And that's from a lot of people carry their religious structure into their spirituality that, oh, like, that's not right. Like, okay, that's not right according to whom? Like, who? If you're spiritual, you're not a Christian, you're not a Muslim anymore. Who is this? Who is saying this is right or wrong? Now, if you're saying this is right or wrong, okay, that's cool. That's you. But what may be right or wrong in your universe, in your life, might not be right or wrong in my life, okay? It's all about having a cult. And that's what dark energy is. Dark energy, like I said, don't give a fuck about morals. Some things that people think like, oh, that's so sad. I'll be like, oh, well, he brought it on himself. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? Because I am the God of my universe. I am that I am. So I'm teaching this to y'all to realize, like I said, you're more powerful than what you think you are, okay? I'm teaching this to y'all, and I'm bringing kind of like an introductory to this to understand your true power. And once I started tapping into this dark energy or this darkness, I never felt so free in my life. I really feel like I can do anything. I really don't feel like nobody's over me, nobody's stopping me. I can do really what the fuck I want to do. Like I said, but just be aware of the law of cause and effect. You're still in a physical body, so I am cognizant of that. But like I said, the law of rhythm with karma. The law of rhythm is basically the pendulum swing. So if a person won the lottery, it can swing this way, and you know they can lose it all again if they're not staying in that prosperity mindset. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna do a video on the law of rhythm. But for those who know what the law of rhythm is, that's what kind of is. That's kind of how you break karma when you're working with dark energy. Like I said, there's no really, I don't think there's any true law but the laws of the universe. Like I said, the law of correspondence, the law of rhythm, the mind is all, the universe is mental, the law of gender. Those are all the hermetic laws that I feel like as a guy you should abide by, all right? I honestly think that morals are for mortals, okay? If you think that, okay, karma's gonna get back at me, how can you call yourself a god? How can you call yourself Osiris? You think Osiris or Ogun or whoever the fuck, you know, you associate yourself with in your deity worry about karma? No, okay? If you read the mythology of the gods are really savages. Like, the gods didn't give a fuck. Kali would cut niggas' heads off because she felt like cutting niggas' heads off based on what she felt that they did wrong, or based on how she felt that if they deserved it or not. You know what I'm saying? So really that's that. So like I said, really start thinking more like a god, okay? Now, me taking in this energy, okay, and sometimes taking in too much dark energy can be a little detrimental, a little bad, because dark energy, I don't want to say bad, but it can be too much. So taking in too much dark energy, in my opinion, can really lead to selfishness, okay? I know, and I think Mr. Ben Clap or Camp, I'm sorry, my man, like, that's my man. He made a video on Akasha and Aaliyah, okay? And ever since he made that video, I'm just like, okay, well, I see what he's talking about, you know? But he said once you bring in too much of that energy, it can be detrimental. So bringing in too much dark energy can really affect your environment, okay? I'm not going to say how, but it can really be bad. Like, I can get really overly selfish. I can really get apathetic instead of empathetic, okay? So I've been learning to keep myself in checks and balances. I'm not saying, I'm just this evil, cruel bitch who just, light you on fire and walk away because you looked at me a certain way. No. But, taking in too much of it, you might want to use a little dark. I think that's where I am now. I took in too much dark energy to the point I'm just like, okay, I don't care. Like, okay, well, I want this and I'm going to have this and I don't care. Like, so now I'm learning like, okay, I need to kind of balance this a little bit. I need to kind of, get on the other side of the polarity. Not working with light energy. Maybe I do need to do, I don't know. But I don't want to work with light energy though. Like, it's so icky. It's just so corny. It's like, like the dark energy is just fun. Like, it's fun. It's powerful. Like, I really feel like I am the queen of the universe. Like, but that's just me, that's just me, period. That's really just how I carry myself. When you're talking about dark energy, I really want to relate this to racism, okay? I know this is a handful. I'm not really trying not to make this go really, really long, but when you got something to say, you got something to say, okay? Black skin, okay? And this is kind of what I have a problem with people in the community, because especially like that you constantly feel like you have to fight. Black people constantly feel like they have to fight and rebuttal and all Black Lives Matter and stuff like that when you've already been chosen. So this shit shouldn't even be said because you already been chosen, because you are the universe. You already are the chosen people, right? But I think having dark skin, no, okay, let me say it like this. Black people are under attack because we're not under attack because we're worthless and we come from slaves and we're nothing and white people hate us because they're the natural inhabitants of the earth. No, most racists, okay, they don't like you because you are a threat to their survival. Frances Cress Wilson said that perfectly, and if you watch some of her lectures, she break it down, okay? Being black means you're a threat to other people's survival. Everybody knows that white birth rates are very low and their death rates are very high. They're the first people to get sick. They're the first people to burn up in the sun. They're the first people to come down, with all types of diseases and stuff. That's why all them vaccinations and shit work and all that shit. Okay, we really don't need all that shit, but like I said, that's another video for another time. But understanding dark energy, like I said, is understanding about who you are, not only on the spiritual level, but in the physical level, okay? So it really frustrates me sometimes. This is why, like I said, I kind of gave up on, we need to save black people, save the black race. No. I'm here, like, to kind of, if you hear, like I said, if I'm speaking on a frequency you can understand, I'm here for you only, okay? I'm not here for the niggas who be going to church every day. I'm not here for the niggas who still vote and still think they vote matters. I'm not here for the niggas who still think that Obama was the greatest president alive. I'm not doing none of that shit right now, okay? But like I said, it really frustrates me that black people, we feel like we have to prove our existence when there's nothing to prove. We're the first people on the planet, okay? We made excellent civilizations. We invented math, science, astrology. We invented the Pythagorean theorem, even though it wasn't called the Pythagorean theorem until the fucking Greeks took it, because in order to build the pyramids, you need to have the Pythagorean theorem available in some type of form, okay? Like I said, after they stole the shit, and after they, did what they did, they named it something else, okay? So I think it frustrates me that we constantly feel like we have to prove ourselves when we're already proven. You know what I'm saying? That's why racism don't bother me, because racism is just about white survival. And you're hated not because you're nothing, it's because you are a threat to their existence. Therefore, you have the power. You know what I'm saying? I walk around my environment like I'm the shit, like I know. And sometimes it upsets white people, especially white women. Like, white women, for some reason, like, in my job where there are women in higher authorities than me, when they look at me, it's like they keep giving me the side eye, like I'm a threat to them, which I am, you know what I'm saying? But, I play my role, but they know. You feel me? So that's just really it. And then lastly, okay, let's talk about Maya, especially with this dark energy. And on top of that, I was gonna do explain transmutation in this. This is what I'm learning from this book too. Oh, I also learned about dark energy from Neil deGrasse Tyson's book. It's called Astrophysics for People Who Are in a Hurry. Okay, and in chapter 6, ironically, chapter 6, he has a chapter dedicated to dark energy. Okay, chapter 6, dark energy. Okay, and if you know, 666 is the formula for carbon 12, which is the basic carbon element that is in really all things, or living natural things. Let me put an emphasis on that. Okay, so I kind of found that ironic how 666, you know, he got dark energy here for 6. I thought that was pretty cool. He does a lot of symbolism too. But okay, so real quick, like I said, you got to be on the left hand and in a higher mind state and kind of understand dark energy from what I explained, to really understand this. Okay, when you have the 42 laws of Maya, okay, I have not stolen somebody's goat, I have not laid with somebody else's wife, I have not murdered, I have not stolen, you know, all those laws, right? You really have to first understand, and it's gonna sound crazy, but me studying it, I understand now. Okay, you really have to understand that you are not this body. Okay, you are the soul. The spirit and the soul does no actions. Okay, it is the vessel and the ego that do the actions on this world. Okay, so Maya, let me let you know, doesn't care about morality. Maya is about justice, but at the same time, Maya is all about balance. Okay, now whether it's what's considered good or bad, good or evil, she doesn't care about that. She just cares about, is the scales balanced? Okay, are you in the natural rhythm of are you in natural balance with the law of rhythm? Okay, that's all she cares about. Okay, so when you hear the 42 laws of Maya, they're not talking about your own physical action. Now, this doesn't mean don't be accountable, not being accountable for your shit. Okay, but this just means that humans suffer because of guilt. Okay, so if you feel guilty about doing something on this physical plane without the understanding that your soul has, and Brother Panic explained this too, and I didn't understand it at the time, but now I do. If you're feeling guilty about something that you did, that is what makes your heart heavy when it's being weighed by the feather. It's not about moral, oh, this person did really, really good, so, you know, let's balance the scales. No, it's about, do you feel any guilt in your heart about what you did? If you don't feel any guilt in your heart about anything or any action that you committed, then that's when your heart will be equal or lighter than a feather. Okay, but if you feel guilty or if you suffer, okay, because of what you've done in this body, then that's when your heart becomes heavier than the feather. Okay, that is what Maya is. Maya is, like I said, all about not morale balance, but balance in regards to really you, the heart. Do you feel guilty about it? For example, R. Kelly. We all know R. Kelly did some things that really wasn't the best decisions, but how, if you were talking about Maya, if R. Kelly goes into his grave with no guilt about what he's done, he gets to pass through, or he gets to pass the heart and feather test, and he gets to go somewhere else. Okay, he won't get tied to his body. All right, and people be like, oh no, that's wrong, he should be tried and punished for his crimes, da, da, da. But if the nigga don't feel guilty about it, literally, if you don't feel guilty about it, then what can Maya do? You know what I'm saying? That is what Maya is. Maya doesn't really do like I said, morality. Like I said, I think morality comes from religion. Okay, don't do this. Women should do this. It's wrong to do this. All about having your own call. And I know that sounds kind of fucked up, but like I said, me tapping into dark energy, it really helps me. It's really gotten me into a higher mind and not thinking like a human and not bound to earthly concepts. And it's so freeing. Like I said, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Really, when they say that, when Aleister Crowley said do what thou wilt, literally do what you want to do. Okay, like I said, just be aware. If you feel guilty about it, then you're gonna suffer. Okay, and that's when your heart, and you're gonna constantly carry that guilt, and that guilt is going to bring on karma, because it's like, oh, my bad person, I shouldn't did this. But if you just don't give a fuck and just like reason yourself out of your decisions and have your own justification for it, you'll be fine. You won't attract any guilt or any bad karma, okay? And that is when your heart is lighter than the feather, okay? I think I'm really going to do another video on this, but this is kind of like the intro. Like I said, this might not be aesthetically pleasing to everybody, what they want to hear, but I'm only talking about the higher beings in this plane, on this plane, okay? Because, like I said, the stuff that I'm talking about has absolutely nothing to do with morality. Okay, morality is a human concept, okay? Even the universe does what the fuck it want to do. So if I carry the same energy as the universe, well, the universe sometimes destroys stars. It sucks in things from a black hole. It sucks in planets. Do you think the universe cares? No. Like I said, it probably had its own reason for doing that, or it probably didn't, you know? So it's really about you. What do you want to do? What do you feel is right? Have your own code as a god, as a chaos being, as a titan, whatever you identify yourself to really distinguish yourself as being a higher being. All right, so that's really it. Like I said, all this is just to really say the power is within you. The only thing that limiting yourself with morals and guilt is yourself. Okay, you can do whatever the fuck that you want to do. It's just all on you. The mind is literally everything, and I have been really fighting between my Set and Haru, my conscious mind and my subconscious mind, okay? And really, that's really all, that's God and the devil. That's really all what that shit is speaking about. It's all symbolism. All of this stuff that I'm talking about is symbolism. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, like I said, maybe you get it in another lifetime, baby, but I don't debate. Don't debate me, okay? So, with that being said, it's really good seeing y'all again. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you work with dark energy. Some of y'all do black magic, because I'm really interested to hear about it, because I really feel like I'm one of the only people alone who do it. I know I'm not, but I don't really talk about people who really kind of get into like this deeper, darker work and don't do morals and shit like that. So I'm really interested to hear what y'all got to say. See, I think now is the perfect time for me to start doing readings again. So email me in regards to readings, consultations, things like that. I got some products coming up that I'm still working on, that I will be announcing soon. So with that being said, I love y'all. Bye.